Good morning, folks. Bev from my half-acre homestead here. It's Saturday morning, July 9th. As you saw in the video, or you will see when I put it together, I made beef and broth in the canner, and I had saved the fat from the boiled bones. And what I've done here is I've done what's called cleaning the fat. I put cold water in a pot, and I put the fat in on top, and then I boiled it, and then when it was all the impurities of the fat, what was in the fat, went into the water, and I was able to take the fat off the top. So this is what I'm going to use for my soap. So I'll be back and we'll make some soap. Remember, nothing goes to waste. Okay, folks, I've assembled what I'm going to need to make my soap. I have 5.5 cups of washed waste fat, animal fat. I have 2 1/3 cups of ice water, a 1/2 cup of crystallized lye. I have sweet orange scent, some green food coloring. I wish I had orange, but I don't. A little bit of borax, that helps things to suds. And very important, rubber gloves and safety glasses. Now, when you mix the lye into the water, and you always mix the lye into the water, not the water into the lye. You wear safety glasses, rubber gloves, and you do not breathe the fumes. Okay, so we'll be right back. I have my 2 2/3 cup of ice water. You want to use ice water because it's going to the lye is going to make it hot. You sit well back, you wear your safety glasses, your rubber gloves, and you always pour the lye into the water and you stir with a wooden spoon. You don't use metal because metal can cause a problem. And you continue, some people say to put it into hot water, but you don't. There's no need. The chemical reaction of the lye with the water, it's going to heat up anyway. Okay, so the ice water actually helps it from steaming into your face. And once this lye is dissolved, we're going to let it cool down, and then we're going to heat up our fat. All right, so here we have the waste fats. Mom, you can pan in on this. We have the waste fats we're heating up. They've been cleaned. Here is our lye water. And in the waste fats, this is the time when you add things like scent. Now this is sweet orange oil. And I'm going to give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, oh hell. Probably about a teaspoon or so of orange oil. It'll be a little strong at first. No, not quite. We want it nice smelling. So, if I really wanted to get fancy, I could probably add some clove powder in here, and that would make it really nice orange clove. Actually, I just might do that. Why don't we do that? Now I'm taking my rubber gloves off because I'm not touching the lye yet, but I'm going to wing it as my mother would say. That's allspice. That is, oh here, ground cloves. We're just going to add a sprinkle of some ground cloves in there. Ooh, that might be a little strong. That's okay. It's going to be Christmas gifts. So, now we're adding, we've got our cloves and our sweet orange. And I'm going to add the only food coloring I have, which is green. Normally I would have a bit of red. Now this is really thick stuff, so you only need a drop. You just want to give it a little. Well, now this is actually going to come out kind of pine colored, which will be nice. This is the time, and I also have a bit of borax because borax helps the soap to suds. So we're going to add that in there. And as soon as this is nicely melted, I'm going to put my gloves back on, and it's nicely melted. We are going to add, you can see the color there, Mom. We're going to add the lye. Now you always, like adding the lye to the water, you always add the lye water to the fat in a slow, steady stream. All right? Do not splash. If you splash any of this on your skin, immediately rinse. Immediately rinse with vinegar water. Vinegar will neutralize the acid. Now this has gone kind of a brown color. Oh, there's the smell. You want to stand back from the pot when you're doing this because of the chemical reaction. Actually, if you have a dust mask or a hospital mask of any kind, that might be a really good idea. My soap has gone brown, so I'm going to add a little more green food coloring. Just a drop. I'm going to stir it till the food coloring makes its way through. This is going to be nasty colored soap. I think I'm going to add a little more oil, scented oil. Now, there's no need to cook this. Once the fat is warm and heated, all right, we're going to take this over to the table and we're going to pour it into the molds. Actually, I should continue to stir this until it gets, I just remembered, until it gets kind of milky and thick like pudding. So when it's thick like pudding, we'll be back. Okay, what I've done here, folks, to help, because this, the slowing down of the heating of this, or cooling of this soap, could take a long time. So I've got my roasting pan here, and I've put some freezer packs in it, and some water, and I've set my pot inside, and that'll hopefully help cool it down a little quicker, because you have to continue to stir or this is going to separate. All right, we'll be back. We're back, and as you can see, this has come down to about 95 degrees, which is what we wanted, and it is the consistence of a kind of a liquidy pudding. Now normally I don't have milk in cartons, but chocolate milk was on sale, and of course we had to have some. And this is what I'm using. These have been rinsed and they're open, and these are my molds. All right, and I've got a funnel in there, and I'm just going to fill each carton about half full. Now if you notice, the carton is sitting in a strawberry box and they're stapled together just to kind of stabilize them so they don't fall over as I'm pouring the soap. Now, this recipe just about fills 2 milk cartons. And there we go. Now, in about 3 days, we should know whether this is set or not. And if you see this video, it's because it did. You don't see my mistakes, folks. All right. There we go. We'll see you in a couple of days. There it is, folks. 13 bars of soap, and as you can see, they're not puny. Now these are going. I'm going to put these in this box here and put them on the pantry shelf to cure. Like, look at the size of that bar of soap. You got to let it cure for 6 weeks, or it'll just melt the first time you kind of use it in water. So it's kind of got to harden up. But anyway, this is Bev from my half-acre homestead saying, yay, success! I still remember how to make soap.